Welcome, everybody, once again to another exciting edition of the 4 o'clock game. Well, guess what? The Winter Olympics is finally over in Sochi. Probably Sochi, Russia, is probably coming to an end later this week. Yep, the closing ceremony is coming up very soon. Probably around that time of the year. And yep, we only got one more game to show you to close out the Winter Olympic Games. You know, last time we just doing RoboCop for the NES, which I know it's a frustrating game, but I know I did last week since I took a break from those Winter Olympic style games, so now I'm back to it in full force right now. And yep, as I said, the Winter Olympics in Sochi is coming to a close probably this week. We're gonna wrap this thing up with one more game that I would like to show you to close out these Winter Olympic style games, and that is a game called Slalom. And as you probably know, this game was released in 1986 for the NES and was made by Nintendo and Rare. And as you probably know, this was one of the first games that ever put out by Rare. And, Rare is also a company that produced other great titles like such as Jeopardy, Wheel of Fortune. Those are all game show inspired based games, along with other Rare titles like made by the company Rare, including RC Pro-Am, Anticipation, Hollywood Squares, and a few other noticeable titles, right up until Donkey Kong Country, probably when it's called Rareware in the early 90s, of course, by 1993-94, when Rare also produced another game called Donkey Kong Country. It was also Donkey Kong Country. It was probably a great one in the series. It was probably one of the best one on the Super Nintendo. And, Rare is actually one of the good companies that also put out other games at that time. But Slalom was one of the first example of it's becoming a ski game. It's more like an Olympic-style game, and actually it's pretty good. If you actually loved it, you should play it. And here's what the back looks like. So, will you excuse me? I have to turn off that light here for a moment. And you can see what's on the back. So you're not going to see me on my holding a camera. It says, Slalom, hit the slopes of Mount Nasty for the challenge of your life. It says, the freezing wind cracks against your face. The tension mounts, suddenly you're off, speeding through the gates of one of Nintendo's 24 snow-covered runs. Welcome to Slalom, or whatever it is, where you can feel every bump, every jump, every death-defying turn, just like in the real Slalom race. Along the way, you dodge into competitors, trees, sledders, and even snowmen as you speed down mountains like Snowy Hill, Mount Nasty, and Steep Peak in a heart-pounding race against the clock. Challenge the moguls and execute trick jumps. You will find Slalom as thrilling and dangerous as the real thing. And you can see it says, for use with the Nintendo Entertainment System. This game was made in 1987, and actually was made in 86. It was copyright in 1987, I guess. And this is probably one of a few examples of a game like this, but just to close out the Winter Olympics to end the Winter Olympic season, it's coming to an end probably by the end of this month, because I'm going to play only one more game to end this one on the 4 o'clock game, and this will close out the Winter Olympic season, and with another game, it's Slalom. So I hope you all enjoy it, and let's get on to the gameplay, and here we go. Okay, here we go with Slalom, and this is one of the first games that was put out by Rare, and yeah, it's the first Rare NES game that was played on there, and you can choose other players. You can choose your places. You can choose the mountain slopes in the game, and then that's what you can hear: Snowy Hill, Mr. Nasty, and Steep Peak. And that's right, you can use, actually, we're going to play this game right now. Yeah, this is Snowy Hill Qualify Run, the first stage of the game. And yes, we're only 5 minutes in the game right now. And yes, we're going to qualify this for the obstacles. And whoa! We made it this far. This is so steep. Well, it's kind of slowed down. This is where we made it this far. Yep. There's no obstacles in the game. Okay. Oh yeah, we're gonna do that with no obstacles. I'm playing it right now. And yeah, that's funny if you play this button. Okay, there it is. That's the more obstacle course they go, the more obstacle course they went. Okay, so this is we're in the second level of the game. Yeah, I'm trying to make sure I'm using this one for. Yeah, we know there's no obstacle course in there. You know, look at this. There's no obstacles. Where did it all went? Where did all the obstacles go? Wow. Looks like he's showing his. Look at this. This is where he shows his butt. I know. Look at all his tushies. Wow. I didn't know that one. Goodness gracious me. Yeah, 128 kilometers per hour. Yes, he did it. Yes, he did it. 3 minutes and 43 seconds. Yep, this is actually the score. Yep, we just score it right now. Look at this, Snow Hill Skid Row. And this is the third stage of the game. This is where there's no obstacles. Look at this, no obstacles in the game. I know if you want to see that video on YouTube, you should check that on, the one with the obstacles. I always want to cheat this when it comes to gaming. Yeah, Slalom, it's actually fun. If it's considered to be as Olympics style gaming for winter games, there were pretty obvious. In the past, I've been doing playthroughs of this 4 o'clock game episode when I did winter games. It sucks. I know, winter games is the worst horrible game ever made. And it's considered like the other games, like ice hockey was pretty good. It's a lot better in the Winter Olympic style game. Slalom is probably one of the last one, I guess, to consider to be the last one and to close out the games. Probably in Sochi. Yep, this is what we call Skid Row. That's the third stage in the game. Yeah, you got bonus points. You got to rack up your score. Yep, there's time to beat. Oh yeah. I don't know, I've had enough. I got nothing else to say about this game. Look at that. Whoa. Well, this is like Rad Racer. It reminds me of that. Yeah, we got a time limit, like 2 minutes. You know, now we got 5 minutes in there. Don't worry, it's Game Genie, folks. Yeah, we will consider to do that as a pretty decent game. You have to watch out for the persons. Oh yes. We're trying to dodge them.
Okay. We just done it. 4 minutes and 7 seconds. It's not even that easy. Snowy Hill Crystal Cruise. Okay, this is kind of thing. Like I said, no obstacles. I was gonna play with no obstacles in there, but yeah. Oops, they hit each other. Yep, he fell into the slopes. It's pretty fun. Yeah, you gotta watch out for those little other guys who are skiing. Okay, buddy. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, like Willie Nelson says, on the road again. Yeah, remember that song Willie Nelson sang, On the Road Again? On the road again. Okay, that's, we're not gonna talk about Willie Nelson, folks. This is Slalom. We're not gonna talk about snowy, we're not gonna talk off-road racing or whatever the case may be. Is considered to be the best. I think Slalom for the NES looks pretty good. Wow. Darn. Well. Watch where you're going, buddy. Yep. You got it. You got it. Crystal Cruise. Oh yeah. Fast time reward. Gives you 14 points. No freestyle points required. Overrun is the next one. Whoa, you gotta watch where you're going, baby. Okay, watch where you're going. Whoa! Watch out for that hole. Pip, watch out for that hole. Oh yeah, now you're jumping. No time to jump. It's time to hoppity hop like a bunny rabbit. Bop. Oh, now he's now let's just jump on top of him. Now he's jumping like a bunny rabbit, like he's hopping like a rabbit. There's no tomorrow. Yep, he's hopping like there is no tomorrow. Film at 11. Ho-ho. You gotta watch out for these kind of games. Whoa! There you go. We made it. We made it this far. Well, we got the bonus score on the whole game. Now it's the Big Dipper. Okay, let's see how this thing goes. You gotta watch out for those little white things, you know. You can stay on the top of the course. Oh gosh, what can I do for you? Whoa! Now you can ski like this. You gotta watch out for the other skiers. This to me reminds me of Rad Racer. If you played Rad Racer before, it looks pretty decent. Oh, it's a race course. Oh wow. Title screen? Okay. I think I go for the AVGN. Boo! Flop. Hey, you did it. And now for the last one, I think it's Blue Mongoose. Alright, this is going for the Blue Mongoose race. Yeah, he's gonna race like there is no tomorrow. We'll find out what's going on. Boo! Oh yeah. Hell yeah. Go baby. Go baby. Come on, go baby, go baby, go Ouija, go Ouija, go Ouija. I was taking quotes from one of those YouTube poop videos. Roar. Oh gosh, we're going nuts again. Whoa! He knocked it over. Ah, yeah, now he's gonna bump each other. Skiers. He did it. He did it his way. He did it my way. Remember Frank Sinatra? He did it my way. Okay. I think that's the other level. Yeah, Monster Run. Okay, this is what we call Monster Run. Yeah, this is pretty far enough as far as it goes. I want to keep playing for the rest of the game, so we got plenty of time. I'm not going to play through the entire game, and just to let you know that there is no obstacles in the game. Okay, now we got enough time to play this game. It's a pretty decent game if you ever play this one. Whoever you want to play with your friends, go play this. I think Slalom is pretty. It's a game I've never played it before, and it's like probably the first game they ever came out with. But Rare is doing a great job. He did an excellent job of making this game. One of the very first game that was put out by Rare. And the company has been put out by the game developer and it's licensed exclusively by Nintendo. So according to the title screen, it was actually exclusively licensed by Nintendo. And it's also become one of the third-party company that made it their very first game that came out. And I just consider this. It's Rare also made other games like RC Pro-Am to I don't know the title of this game is supposed to be look like. I think yeah, like the Rare Limited, you know, if you could not believe Rare Company. They also, here's another string of titles that were made exclusively for Nintendo. There was actually a game that came out in 82. And yes, I think that Rare was started in 1982 with Adley Computer Graphics Limited. Brothers that produced another company they put out. I think it was sold to the U.S. sold direct. I don't know other companies they made. I don't know other games that were made by Rare. Now, of course, they would become Rareware around the early 90s when it became a company when they were producing a lot of games, including the Donkey Kong Country series. And I know there's like other games that were made on the NES, which I don't know. That's the other ones by the acquired Microsoft and Stanford's departure after around 2002 when Rare was acquired Microsoft by Microsoft. That's the company that developed games in the original Xbox platform. And there's like other games that actually came out on some other stuff that are coming out. I think I just know the story about Rare and the history of this. It's super downhill. Okay, I know where I'm playing right now. It's super downhill. And it's considered as a history buff. I know if you're familiar with this, it's pretty much out of the ordinary. And yeah. And one of the list of titles included in there were Slalom, which I think that came out on the NES. And yes, that's right. Yeah, it was 1987 that was released on there, but probably around 1987. That's when NES first came out with the first release on the NES was just Slalom, then Wizards and Warriors. There was other games, Anticipation, Cabal, Jeopardy, Junior Edition, as well as RC Pro-Am, Sesame Street 1, 2, 3, Wheel of Fortune. That's another game show inspired based game, as well as Captain Skyhawk. That was another one. It was also produced by Milton Bradley. And there was actually other games that came out. Cobra Triangle, Hollywood Squares, another one of those game show-based licensed titles, as well as Iron Sword, another Wizards and Warriors sequel. John Elway's Quarterback, and then Jordan vs. Bird One-on-One. Marble Madness. That's a lot of you people may remember Marble Madness, the game. And there's actually Nightmare on Elm Street, an LJN game, but it's not up on par. If you watch the AVGN's episode on Nightmare on Elm Street, I know I'm not a big horror fan, but yeah, Freddy Krueger or scary monsters type of movies. There was also games based off Sesame Street, what they call ABCs. I'm too old for Sesame Street. I don't watch Sesame Street in there, but it's not very common. I don't really think that this. I'm not a big. I used to watch that when I was in preschool, and I know they'll remember Sesame Street. This is actually there, and there's also Sesame Street ABC 1, 2, 3, Silent Service, which I think that was a point and click game. This is another one of those point and click games. Then of course they also have. Oh yes, Mr. Nasty's Freestyler. Yep, we're just into the last level of the game. But, there's actually, in addition to Silent Service, they got Taboo, The Sixth Sense. If you watch James and Mike Monday's video episode where he plays James and Mike's episode where he did Taboo, The Sixth Sense. It's a short game. I don't know why. It's a tarot card. It's a game of tarot and all that stuff. It's kind of like he uses riddles and stuff, but actually it's an adult-only game, but it's not recommended for kids. If you remember the manual, I don't consider it. It's not even a game, but it's a game of tarot cards. If you play when you can get like a guess, so you can tell what year you're born or whatever the case may be. Or you can find like this. I will do Taboo, The Sixth Sense on the future version of the 4 o'clock game on the future episode. And I can't believe this is one of my absolute things. It's a very short game. I remember playing this on my phone when I was in Florida. I actually found the game. And actually, it was like the game I have never played. And I just do remember Taboo: The Sixth Sense. It's like, you know, pretty lame. It's short. It runs about 3 minutes. And I don't know, the game lasted about 3 or 5 minutes when this game was made until, yeah, it's not gameplay. It's not enough, but it's pretty, very, very short. So moving on, Time Lord, Wheel of Fortune Junior Edition, Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Well, that's a bad game. Yep, so bad. I mean, it was actually another one of those LJN games which was horribly bad. World Games, and of course, WrestleMania. That's right, the first WWE game, which I think that's known for its terrible controls in the game. It's not as good. I don't know if that actually. I used to play WrestleMania on the NES. It's a pretty bad game. I try to pin down for the talent. I can't do that. And there's also another NES game I think that came out for the Game Boy, which is Spider-Man, The Amazing Spider-Man. I already played that game recently on the 4 o'clock game, back on my old channel, 4 p.m. game. Right before I started this one under the Music Radio 77 television network. I just actually started to do 4 o'clock game when I co-produced with this thing. They also have another one, Arch Rivals. There's Double Dare, another one of these game show-based inspired games based on the Nickelodeon show with Mark Summers. Not Mark Summers, the DJ, was on CBS FM back in the late 80s. You all may remember Mark Summers was a disc jockey, not a game show host. I'm talking about the other Mark Summers, not Mark Summers, the host of Double Dare and Win Tuition. You remember Win Tuition was a game show I used to watch on what they called GSN, which was then known as Game Show Network at the time. I don't know. This episode is very, very fun. It's like taking a history class. It's like this was before you were smarter than the 5th grader. I don't know if it's hosted by that. I don't know. Are you smarter than the 5th grader? That's right. There's also High Speed, Ivan Iron Man Stewart's Super Off-Road, Jeopardy 25th Anniversary Edition, Knock, Pimbot, Shake, Rattle, and Roll. Not the title of a song by Bill Haley and the Comets. And, yeah, this game's going to be repeatedly at all times. Yeah, we're going to run to about half an hour now. It's, yeah, I just want to know that this game is going on forever. I think there's no winning, there's no ending in the game. I can't believe this game doesn't have any ending. And there's also Super Glove Ball, which is a horrible game. It was made by Mattel, which I think made this game. I don't know why Super Glove Ball was using with Power Glove. That game stinks. I don't ever played that. I don't have a Power Glove with me. It's a stupid game. I don't really care. I don't recommend playing Super Glove Ball. Super Jetman, Hunt for the Golden Warship. There's Wheel of Fortune Family Edition. There's also Wizards and Warriors Chapter 10, The Fortress of Fear, WrestleMania Challenge, another one of these WWE licensed games. I think that was also another one. I never played the WrestleMania Challenge game on the NES, which I think that's a terrible, based on the terrible WWE licensed games. In 91, they also released another game, Battletoads, which I think it's so hard, it's not as good. I was watching the Angry Video Game Nerds episode, along with the other guy, I don't know what this, the one who does the AVGN's theme song, who's made his visit for this one, because he talks about Battletoads. Yeah, you should check it out. If you want to see Battletoads in action, go watch the AVGN. You know, James Rolfe, I'm a huge fan of James Rolfe. He's funny, he's a comical guy, you know, James Rolfe. The guy who runs Cinemassacre website. If you want to see it, go check it out. That's pretty nice. Then also, Beetlejuice, another horrible game from the legendary LJN, Long John Neville, as we call Long John Neville. Known for his talk show hosts on WNCA and WOR, as a radio station in New York City, has become a staple of New York. This is what I think it's what's called. Diggerty Rock, Legend of the Lost City, Sid Meier's Pirates, yeah, that's right, for the Game Boy, Sneaky Snakes, Super RC Pro-Am for the Game Boy Color, I don't know, Game Boy, whatever they call it, Super RC Pro-Am, whatever you may be. And there's WWE Superstars. And then, I don't list it, Blizzards and Warriors 3. That's another one of the trilogies. I don't know why I'm confused with Blizzards and Warriors games in the franchise. There's actually another one. Danny Sullivan's Indie Heat. And RC Pro-Am 2, a direct sequel to the first one for the Nintendo. I think that's it's an obvious reason, but it's not on the Nintendo. It was on the NES. That's also RC Pro-Am 2. Oh yeah, that's we're just gonna tell you. Oh gosh almighty. We know we've played this game for a long time. Well, I had enough of playing that. Yeah, this game is going on forever. How do I want to play a simple game? I cannot have not words to say. I don't have a word to say about this. There's actually Battletoads and Double Dragon, the Ultimate Team. Battletoads and Battle Maniacs, not Animaniacs, as a television show based off Tiny Toon Adventures. Battletoads in Romnark World. That's another one of those Battletoads series. And then it goes up to the Super Nintendo. And right up in 1994, it was bought by Nintendo, and it became Rareware and started the Donkey Kong Country franchise. That's the whole thing. I always loved Rare. And there's actually Donkey Kong 2, Donkey Kong Country 2, Donkey Kong Country 3, and there's actually a bunch of other games. Also, there are a lot of games I cannot... Yeah, Donkey Kong Land 3. I think that's Donkey Kong Land 2 and Donkey Kong Lands on Game Boy. And that's when they started this Donkey Kong Country series. I just have to tell you, the whole game, I just want to say this, it's pretty much out of the ordinary. And I don't have a lot of words to say about the games. The company, I don't know who made Rare. Yeah, Rare is so generic, you know. Star Fox Adventures. I think it was Star Fox. I guess for Super Nintendo, I don't know. This is Star Fox Adventures. There was actually it was bought out by Nintendo right after for a couple of years until 1990 until 2003. It was bought out by the company was bought by Microsoft and released games for Xbox 360, and there was like other games that were made by Rareware. I know Rareware is like a company. You know, Rare is actually good since it first started in 1982. It was not even before the NES first came out. There it is. The last NES, guys, I remember there was actually, the last NES game that came out was Battletoads and Double Dragons, which turned out to be the last game for the NES, was made by Rare, and there was also a version for the Genesis, Super Nintendo, and the Sega Master System. And right up until probably around Rareware finally closed this for good. Probably around last year, 2010, a couple of years ago. That was in 2010. In October of 2010, Scott Henson, a long-time Microsoft veteran who was also part of the Xbox team. Oh yes, this is what happened. I'll have to read the further an article after I finish this game. Yeah, this has been going on forever. You know what? I did start out this playthrough of the game when I do all my 4 o'clock game episodes. Yeah, I had enough of playing Slalom. Let's end this video with this, okay? I gotta stop playing Slalom because this has been going on for about a half an hour. I've been beating this game, no obstacles. I was trying to run like a car. You know, it's like racing around like a. You remember this game is actually, the graphics looks pretty good. It has a 3D it's a point of view perspective. It's pretty nice. It's a more 3D perspective kind of game. It's not like they lack the 2D graphics, but of course this is some sort of a 3D like graphics. I'm not sure. It's a overview perspective. No, it's an overhead view. It's a side view kind of perspective. It's like pole position on the Atari. It was pretty much more of a point of view perspective game. And that's it. I had enough. I had enough with this game, probably, and let's end this video right away. And it's I'll give you a little final score of this game. It's good. It's been going on for about 30 minutes. All right, we had enough with this. This is Freestyler, and okay, I gotta pause this right now. And that was it. That's the game. That was Slalom for the NES. Oh, and before we go back into the studio right now, I'm going to show you what happens in this game. So, this is what happened around that time. Yeah, by around February, I think this is what happens. I think Rareware, which is considered to be one of them, Connect Sports. There's like one of the last games that ever came out around that time. Connect Sports was beginning with Rare's launch title. Connect Sports was critically well. Yes, that's the. And I think they still made this today as what we call Connect. Connect Sports for the Xbox 360, and then this was one of the last games they ever put out by Rare. And this is one of the last game they put out by Rare. And I know that if you consider it as the last game for the that was made under Rare, I think that was it was probably one of the games that I actually remember. If you look it up Wikipedia, it's developed by Rare. It was one of the last games that ever came out. I think they still exist today. I think, and of course this was developed by Rare. Connect Sports. This was for the Xbox 360 and the Xbox Connect. Yes, and this is when it was actually became probably the company that was actually used as a division of Microsoft. And this is during the Microsoft era. And this is, but they're still around. I guess. Yep, they do very well to become the executive director of Rare because. The Rare name still exists probably now, probably since 2010, and they were like, the Rare name is still around. I don't think they're shutting it down. I don't see it closing it down anytime soon. It actually was established for the Ultimate Play the Game founders. I know there was a lot of great stuff on there, but Rare is probably the great game company that put out a lot of stuff. Connect Sports. There's many games that were put out by other companies like Rare, and that's the whole thing. It's Rare as one of the most popular companies, and there's a link to it. I think you can tell is you can check a link out there. As you can see, it's rareusa.com. I know there's a link right there. It's but they're still around. I guess Rare still makes games. Yep, it has always been a hectic at the point because, yep, they're still around. They're still making more games like Connect Sports. So this is one of the best ones I think you can get for the Xbox 360, which I don't own it, but there was actually Connect Sports for, I don't know if it's considered to be Xbox One. I don't know. It's Connect Sports Rivals. That's also going to be coming out for the Xbox One. But I think Xbox One I don't own. I'm not a big fan of the newer modern consoles. I prefer the classic consoles a lot better. So I will do it especially for the 4 o'clock game. I do other games. So I just want to say I had enough with this. So there you go. Slalom. To get back to the long story, I've been reading this for so long. But okay, that was Slalom for the NES. Made by Rare and Nintendo. They did a tremendous job. And by the way, there is no ending. There is no ending in the game, but there's no ending at all in the game. But it'll keep playing for the rest of the game, but it'll be playing them forever. And you can go on to start the game all over from the previous slopes and the whole thing. And that's basically what you can do for Nintendo. It's an early game from 1986. And it's considered to be one of the best ones. I think the NES would be great because, and there you go, for the no obstacle round.
Yep, the no obstacle version, but I know the other stuff, the obstacle ones are pretty hard to get. So I just want to tell you though, this is very fun. So go check it out. Slalom, a great game. So and now that concludes the Winter Olympics style game for all the gaming consoles. So to end this video right now, let's get back here to the studio, shall we? And now to conclude this episode of the 4 o'clock game, just my final thoughts for this one. Slalom is actually a fun game. If you like them, just play this game. It's pretty much fun. Yeah, you can race around with other players and all the things. Yeah, it's very fun. It's a very nice NES game from 1987, and I know a lot of people have been making this game look pretty good. And it's a very fun game. Go check it out. It is a very fun, primitive game to enjoy, and I hope you all enjoy that as well. And that comes to a conclusion of the 4 o'clock game as we brought the Winter Olympic Games to a close, as we wrapped it up. The closing ceremonies is coming up very soon, and I hope you all enjoy them as well, and I hope we've been playing all these games on the 4 o'clock game, including Winter Games, which is one of the worst games ever made on the NES. So is ice hockey, and of course Slalom, which I think it's pretty fun to keep it under the Winter Olympics theme. And I just think it's pretty fun. I know Winter Games was worse. Slalom and ice hockey are pretty much good, and I can say it's a pretty good game for the NES library. It's pretty much, I like them, but enjoy them as very much as well. So I think Winter Olympics is probably coming to a close right there. It's time for us to go back to my normal programming. So we just have to thank everybody who enjoyed them as very much as you can say. Well, and those who are watching this, if you're watching on television, you can check out the closing ceremony on there. But you can see, if you can watch it probably right later tonight, you can see the other performance are going to be coming on, and it's going to be closing down the Winter Olympics in Sochi, Russia. I wish if there's another Olympics that's going to be coming up in the next 4 years. I think the next 2 years will be Rio De Janiero. I think you remember that. You've been to Rio De Janiero. If you remember Rio De Janiero, yeah, that's going to be for the Summer Olympics. That's coming up in the next 2 years. And there you go. And I just want to thank everybody for enjoying this very much, for doing another playthrough of another excellent game. And I think it's pretty much to say it's very fun. I hope you'll enjoy them as pretty much as I can do. And I would like to thank you very much for watching this video on this episode of the 4 o'clock game, as the Winter Olympic Games will be coming to an end in Sochi, Russia. That's going to be coming up in the closing ceremonies. And I'm glad, I hope you'll enjoy those as pretty much I can say, to close off the 2014 Winter Olympics for good. So now we're going to be heading to the 2018 Olympics. That's going to be hopefully, it'll be there for the next 4 years. That's going to be in 2018. That's probably 2018. That's going to be there. I don't know who's going to be on another country. And of course, that's going to be in the next 2 years. In 2016, that's going to be in Rio De Janeiro for the upcoming Summer Olympics. So that's all I can have to say about that. So I will hope you'll enjoy that, and I hope you'll see you again next time. Always as we go back to the normal schedule, as we bring you another exciting playthrough right here on the 4 o'clock game. I'm Chris the Good Guy, and I will thank you for watching, and I will see you again probably on the other side of the thing. So thank you for watching, and have a great day.